Hello again. This is another presentation about how Integer Entertainment uses artificial intelligence in its film trailers and features, based on original copyrighted screenplay material. Specifically, we'll discuss the three components of our process, some call it workflow, used by Integer Entertainment. They are screenplays authored by Steve Gary, president of Integer Entertainment, the XAI Grok artificial intelligence image video generator, and the VSDC video editor to produce the final result. Of course, the story, the screenplay, is the most important of the three. However, each of these components are essential to the filmmaking process. Certainly, we've never altered the script to accommodate issues that arose in the AI generator or the video editor. However, occasionally the latter two steps needed to be pushed beyond their limits to accommodate the script. Most often, the middle AII stage was a little too inventive in what it generated, or simply made mistakes, which had to be remedied in the final video editing stage. Today we have 4 examples where that occurred. The issues arose in scenes where everything else was satisfactory, so we didn't want to do complete reshoots, or reprompting to the AI. Commonly, as you'll see, the problem was just one visual element in a particular scene. We found that the video editing stage, with some imagination, was where a fix was easiest to do. And as we've done in prior presentations, we'll be using actual scenes from our recent feature films, The Hag of Beecroft and The Rewilders.
Let's begin. And remember, at any time you can press spacebar to pause or restart the video.
First, we'll look at one from The Hag of Beecroft feature film. It's a scene where little Sam is frightened when various supernatural events strike, just before he goes to bed. Here, lamps sparkle, fish in their tank go still, and an analog wall clock stops. Spooky stuff. One problem AI generation seems to have is with clocks of this type. Similarly, grids like push buttons on a phone, or a wall calendar, or a Scrabble game seem to give it difficulty. You really should start with a reference image, because to prompt AI to show a clock at 7:32 invites trouble. Not only that, in this scene the clock stops for a while before it restarts. We tried several times, not only to set the correct time, but to get the correct hand, the second hand, to move, but not the minute and hour hands. Eventually, we inserted a cropped image over the top half of the clock face, with hour and minute hands frozen at about 12 p.m. for the desired duration. When the video plays, only the second hand is moving. Later, to show things return to normal, we remove the cropped top half image so the second hand is shown rotating past 9 p.m. Next, we'll look at a few examples from the Rewilders feature film. The first one shows a screen snap of the video editor to help explain the cropping fix a bit better. Here we have a wild boar that's about to be released into the wild from a large wooden crate. What could go wrong?
Release it. Release the thing!
Well, plenty within the story. But worse, for us, as we generated the video clip in AI, it seemed to have a problem with this big empty box. As we've discussed in other videos, AI sometimes has difficulty with dimensions and directions, such as left, right, up, down, or open boxes. Specifically, as boxes containing animals to be rewilded were opened throughout this story, AI really wanted to show what was inside, or to show that the box was empty. Now, from a storytelling standpoint, we wanted a bit of suspense. But what we got here was a big empty box, from which a large boar was to emerge from within. But because the AI starts us off with a clearly empty box, when the boar appears, it had to barge through the back of the box, instead of from darkness within. As seen on this screen snap from the video editor software, we inserted a black rectangle over the open box so that it didn't look empty inside. The result isn't perfect, but the edited scene is an improvement, as we see here.
Release the thing!
Next is a scene where 4 members of the rewilding team stand behind the office counter. We'll use a similar fix, but for a different eccentricity that AI sometimes displays.
Who? Oh, was that the farmer? Well, he'll get a check. There's no future in horticulture anyway. Being banned soon, I heard. All that soil erosion and chemicals.
The problem is that we ask the AI to make a ringing sound, to which the characters react, but that we don't show what is actually making the sound. The AI prompt reads, For us, AI regularly had trouble with sounds, like a knock on a door, where in the visuals we don't show what or who makes the sound. It's simply supposed to be off-screen. So, what does this super intelligent artificial intelligence do? It inserts something visually to satisfy itself, in this case by suddenly displaying a desktop customer service bell. We're not against having a customer service bell, but it wasn't asked for, and it certainly wasn't there at the start of the video clip. The solution was to add a cropped image of the "Wait Here" countersign to cover up where the service bell suddenly appears, while retaining the ringing sound that the characters react to.
That poor man, Charlie Roth.
Who? Oh, was that the farmer? Well, he'll get a check. There's no future in horticulture anyway. Being banned soon, I heard. All that soil erosion and chemicals.
The final illustration is kind of funny. The video clip from the AI prompt came out really well, and only after repeated viewings did we realize there was a problem. Government Minister Proctor displays his gluttony with lunch from a paper bag on his desk. The thing is, the paper bag isn't there at the beginning of the clip.
Omnivores, those eat both plants and meat.
Watch it again. See? It appears out of nowhere. We wondered if this arose because we might have mentioned the paper bag later in the AI prompt than it should be. However, we believe AI is supposed to evaluate the full prompt before it assembles the scene. But here, as in the ringing customer courtesy bell in the last example, it didn't seem to do that. As with the other fixes, we cropped an image of the paper bag and inserted it in the correct place on the desk for the first 2 seconds of the clip.
Or become carnivorous only, or the carnivores that normally eat only other animals now include humans in their menu. We'll lose our role at the top of the food chain.
Oh, Ali. What a worrywart.
In summary, the 3 components of our video production process, script, AI, and video editor, represent an interesting example of teamwork. And while it seems like we're picking on AI as the troublemaker, the fixes are usually quick to do, and we can't complain about the wonderful visual images it produces.
Thanks for watching. And remember, all titles are available for purchase on Amazon or Kobo.